Bolo. Go ahead.
So, gentlemen, I have perceived four characters from this story, and out of the four characters, the main character of my story is Captain Mukesh, who was posted in a J&K region in the Rashtriya Rifles. And one day, he got the information from his secret informer that there were some terrorists in the particular region. So, Captain Mukesh quickly reacted to that situation and informed this to his senior and get ready with his troops to march towards the terrorists to kill them and evacuate them all from that region. And after that, they got successfully killed all the terrorists, and they came back to their camp and enjoy and did a small
Next.
party with the.
Next.
Gentlemen, in this picture, I perceive four characters, all male, age group around 16 to 20-year-old, and all were in positive mood. Action of my story is attending NCC camp. Rohan was pursuing B honors from Hansraj College. He was a member of NCC. So after that, he got the information regarding the NCC camp was conducted. So after that, he practicing it for it and made a necessary collect of the necessary material and reached the NCC site where the camp organized. And after that, he also made other friends. And next day, the tent pitching competition was organized. He participated well and won first prize in that competition, and also made other friends and also made the task successful. Thank you.
Sri Kumar, tell your story.
Can I start, sir? Yes, sir. Gentlemen, I perceive one character in my story whose age is 24 years, male, and his name is Ramesh. It was a sunny day where Ramesh and his group of friends were planned for a long trip in Lonavala. As they have planned a day before, they packed their lunch, the things which is required for trekking, and they left for the trek. The trek was around 15-kilometer uphill, so they have to carry all the necessary things which is required for them. And they have started the trek. They have enjoyed the trek along with talks, in between snacks, breaks, and other things, and finally reached the point where they have to reach it. As they reached the point, they were in full happiness, proud, and also exhausted. So they searched for a tree where a hit of shade will be available, and they all the groups were gathered and just lie down under the shade, and they just enjoy the final moment of the trek. Thank you.
Discuss.
So, gentlemen, I think
Yes,
I
we
sir.
should
think,
go with
gentlemen,
we
they
should
are
kill the
looking
theme
like some
first,
kind of
and the
dress. So
theme
instead
should
of
be, I
making
think,
it,
is
in,
all we have seen in that picture is all the
gentlemen,
soldiers. I
we
think
have seen
because
that they are
they
looking
have wears
somewhere like
hats and
in the dress form.
they are
So we can
smoking.
go
They are
ahead with the
also
NCC
smoking and
theme
enjoy
because
that they
they
have a
also wear the
hard day,
dressing
and after
and
that
all
they
looks
are
like in a
Gentlemen,
same dress.
gen-
So we
gentlemen,
can
I
say
like to
that they
add
are
few
a
points. I
NCC
like to add a
student.
point.
Yes,
Gentlemen,
we
as
can say that these are the
Arvind
NCC
has said,
So,
students
gentlemen,
who
he is
are
smoking something.
who
instead
are
of discussing the
just
picture first,
completing
we
his
should go with the theme.
tent pitching
We should kill the
competition,
theme
and
first.
so they are after that resting somewhere in shade of the tree. So we can go ahead with the NCC theme. They are NCC student, and after tent pitching
Yes, I
competition,
agree with
they
you.
taking some rest.
Just gentlemen,
Gentlemen,
I agree with you,
instead
but
of
we
going
should
for the
kill the
theme,
theme
why they are
first. After that, we
we
should
have
go
to
for the common group story.
Yeah,
yeah,
we can go ahead with the
we should talk about
NCC
why we
theme,
have to add
NCC
Okay,
camp.
okay. The
actually.
theme was the NCC camp, and after that, as you have discussed in the group, so the theme should be
As
moving
he
ahead
got the
from the
information
theme.
about the camp, he start
Gentlemen,
preparing for it, and along with that, he also collect
we can't go for
necessary
a
Yes,
material
okay. We will.
for the
Yes,
camp
let's
okay. We
and
have
reach the
go with that.
campsite and made
gentlemen,
because they are
gentlemen.
looking
Now
like
the
some
theme is
kind
clear.
of they are
Like
wearing
that is an
same dresses. So we can say that in a NCC camp there is a one competition organized of tent pitching. So after tent pitching, they are resting
Yes, we
in
can
a
also
shade
add
of
on
tree.
the
So we can say that.
tracking in the NCC
gentlemen. I
camp
like to
like we
mention a
have
thing. I
seen.
like to mention a thing. The, the tent pitching can be completed within 45 minutes in NCC. And it's not a big task to have a rest after a tent pitching. We can consider
Yes,
it
yes.
as a trekking also, right?
That's why I'm
As they have
asking.
came for
Yes,
a
that's why I'm asking to add tracking in the story so that we have seen that all the
yeah,
soldiers were
because
tired and
we can we, and one more thing I can add. We can add like they have came for a trekking and they have tent pitched on the Mount Hill. after the completion of trekking.
Yes, yes.
And
Yes,
after the
yes, I
And
agree.
after the tent
Yes,
pitching, they have
yes, I
they
agree with
yes,
the.
they
I
culture
agree
like
we
with
that
can
the
also.
say that
Yes,
part.
they also collect the photographs and also post it on social media to encourage
Yes, I
others
agree with
also.
yes, I agree with Tushar because it will add some
yeah,
emotions and the
I'll
brotherhood
agree with
between
you.
the cadets.
And we can say that in the meanwhile they also had a
So,
wonderful dinner with the fruits and also made some
But
kind of snacks which they are carrying
gentlemen, I like to
from the
mention,
campsite.
gentlemen, there is
Tushar,
no scene of
Tushar, I like to
eating
mention it.
something in the picture,
We
so
can,
we should not go beyond the
but
thinking of picture.
hey, instead of going for dinner, we can consider as a lunch. As we can see the surrounding, it's something a day. Even though it's a black and white
Okay.
picture, we
Just,
can opt it for
just
a
I
No,
just
as
wanted
a
to check.
day, and
Hold
we can
on.
consider as a lunch.
Okay, hold on. Now, the first and foremost, Sony just started. What he talked about it, he says he is from Jack Raffles, and here there's got information about the terrorist, and they have gone and took the permission, and they went on solving it, isn't it? This is what your story was.
Yes, sir.
Now, tell me, first and foremost, what has the who is the hero?
So Captain Mukesh.
Captain, what has he done? He awaited for the instructions. He got the instructions, and then he went on and he killed the Sony. So only one action there. The two action he comes on. The first, he took the permission, and then he went and killed the terrorist. Is it? Only two things are there. Anything beyond that?
So he managed a troop and do a
So
planning with them.
yeah, but where is the written part of it? Neither you talked about anything else. Now, coming to Tushar. Tushar, he talked about NCC camp. Did try to give in details on there, which he should have given. Well, and thirdly, as for Sri Kumar, Sri Kumar had tried to give it on
Yes, sir.
a trekking camp. Now, when discussion started, Sonit started very well. They are in the uniform, so they must be soldier people around there. And he did try to go into the direction. But ultimately, just initially after that, he stayed away. He gives back to Tushar and hands over to him. He said, "Yeah, I agree with you. It should be NCC and we should go about it, isn't it?" Whatever. So you have yielded your position. Have you or not? Sonit.
Yes, sir.
हाँ सो आप अपने कहानी को छोड़कर दूसरे कहानी पर चले गए राइट यू हैड ऑल द पॉइंट you had the right direction. You could have insisted upon it. Firstly and foremost, when you write a story, please do not write any story of terrorism. Following, you will not write on religion, on politics, on war and heroes. You will not write because that has not you have not seen it. You will always be wrong. So you will not write any story on religion. You will not write any story on politics. You will not write anti-social. You will not write anything on unsocial activity. Unsocial activities, they are all banned
Activities.
list. Unionism. So when you
Okay,
talk
sir.
about, you are not in a position to give the details. Now, once the story's discussion starts, you must really persist with your story. And you have the right way of Sonit, you have right way of going across here. They are in uniform, very nice. Then you should talk, they are outside, they are lying around there. So that those are the points you should be able to bring it out.
Yes,
They
sir.
are lying on. So they are, I think you the exhaust, you use the word they exhausted. Who is the word exhausted? Now this Sri Kumar used the word exhausted and they're tired, didn't they? They're looking out for the
Yes, sir.
street around. It
Yes, sir.
means what? Mental stamina is low. So the problem is you must insist, write a good story. Firstly, they call that four things why people fail. In first and foremost, they cannot understand the story. He says, I perceive the quality. Now, your story should really be started. Gentlemen, in my story, there are four characters, age 25 to 45, mood positive, aim or the theme of my story is adventure or war. They are the things. We are the two lines. One is special test, another is the theme of the story will have to be told. And then you must finish it up in about 59 seconds. Sonil finished his total in about 30 seconds. You 30 seconds, you finish up. Tushar also just complete 40-45 seconds. Please practice in front of mirror. Tell your story with these things in at least 58, 55, 56 seconds. Otherwise, And if it is commonplace idea, when I look the war scene you've gone it, I would have told yes, next, because I know what you're going to tell me. So don't write, your story should be different and original. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Tushar, you have to be slightly more concise and clear. You have a tendency to be
Yes, sir.
over explaining things, exaggerating things. Be concise, clear, concise and realistic. Clear, concise and realistic and original. कहानी में अलग होना चाहिए, कहानी अलग होनी चाहिए. These are life and death. If you don't do it here, you will go. Now, out of 4 things, IQ test is under your control. Second, writing good story is under your control. People fail in their story writing because 2 things. They don't write a special test, they don't give the theme, and they don't write a good story. That's a simple thing that for failure. And if you don't do it, then secondly, when you're giving a story, please ensure that you give out a story in 60 seconds. Not more than, not less than that. Thirdly, fight for your story. Fight for your story. And that may, even if you don't come to consensus out of 15 people, there will be maxi bazar hoga. So become the best fish available. That's all. Okay. Any doubt, any question?
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
So, like Tushar was giving his story and tried to overpower the others by giving his story only and not मतलब वो सिर्फ अपनी बोल रहा था और मैं फिर तभी मैंने
हाँ,
अपनी
तो
स्टोरी
ये the
छोड़ दी.
15, I told you on that there are 15 people are there. You will not, you have to act like a honeybee. 1000 मक्खियां मधुमक्खियां चलती हैं, सब अपने अपने मधुमक्खियां अपने छत्ते में देता है. In GTO task, there are 3 things are required. They talk about it: group task rule, group building rule, and self-centered rule. Here it is question of survival. You build it. You should have fought for it. Opinion giver, opinion seeker, initiator, coordinator, they are the job. And you had the logic initially when you say they are in uniform, very right. They are lying down there, very right. So they must have finished their operation. They have come back relaxing now. That's how you should look. Because there's one story hard, there's not much scope of discussion, unfortunately. And I still believe and maintain it on there that this screen test is not a scientific way of. Psychologically, it is wrong. Why? Because one story, you cannot put select people, but that unfortunately is there, you have to live with it. Now you got only a seat number of people who can adjust in SSV are 50 to 60 because of bed problem, and you have the call up is 200 people, 100 people will have to go back. So in order to select, they will first go back to the IQ test. Those who are wire 1, they will retain it, then look out for good story then. And thirdly, only one time when they are listening to you is when you are giving a story. Until you give out a story confidently in about 658 seconds. The rest of things, 15 people are talking, no one is in a position to make out what is happening around there. Okay, just practice it. Otherwise, this is the fundamental. If you don't do it here, then कोई फायदा नहीं जाने का. You better stop doing that. Okay.
Sir, I have a